it's me, Amber D, and thank you so much for coming through for another video. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, girls, so I thought today it would be fun to do a little get ready with me chit chat. I'm looking at this year as my Kobe year. 2024 is my Kobe year, so I'm focused on my habits and my routines to make this year the best year ever. So let's get into it. All right, girls, so if you saw my get ready for 2024 video, like my 2024 prep video, I mentioned that I was considering 2024 my Kobe year. You know, like when people turn 23, you know, they'll say that's their Jordan year. When they turn 24, that's their Kobe year. So 2024 is the universe's Kobe year. It's everybody's Kobe year, and I plan to take full advantage. I'm a big Kobe fan. I'm a big Laker fan. So 2024, you know, it's just numbers that are significant to me as a fan. But I felt like, you know, coming out of last year, you know, with my Road to 40 series and doing all the prep, I felt like I was leading up to having a really great 2024 anyway. So I just kind of wanted to take advantage of that, you know, momentum I built up going into my 40th birthday. And just kind of have that carry me into this next year and starting off my 40s in a really good place. So, you know, like they say, your habits are built in your daily routine. So that's really what I wanted one of my main focuses to be for this year. My routines, how my routines can help me build these great habits to make sure that I end this year, this 2024 year, in a great place, being able to check everything off the list, and not just some things, not just most things, not just a few things. I want to be able to check everything off the list this year. So I'm starting with my routines, with my daily habits. I mean, I'm a creature of habit. I like a good routine. I like to, you know, have my plan down. I like to, you know, stay on task. I'm a creature of habit. I've always worked well that way. But I kind of felt like I wanted to step it up. So going into my 40s, one of the things that I worked on, I wanted to kind of make sure I was eating. And I don't say that to mean like I wasn't eating, but I mean, breakfast, I've talked about this before. Breakfast is really, it's not, I'm even when I'm hungry in the morning for breakfast, like I'm just not able to eat for whatever reason. I don't know if it's like a scientific reason or behind it. I know I'm not the only one that struggles with eating in the morning. So like even like, you know, when like I said, when my stomach is growling, it's just hard for me. But one of the things when I went to my my last doctor's appointment before I turned 40 last year, I had talked to my doctor about you know, different supplements that I want to take daily, just to kind of make sure I'm at my best. And so I started taking daily supplements, and when I started taking them, I was very on and off with it. Like I would take them, I would maybe do good 2 or 3 mornings in a row, and then I would completely forget for like a week. So I wanted to make sure I got better with that as far as my morning routine. So it's what I've been doing, what's been working for me is to I literally have it in my calendar, so I get the alert every morning as a reminder to take my supplements. And I know I want to take my supplements with food. So that's, you know, I'll have like even a little bit of breakfast, even if it's just like applesauce or like a little fruit cup or a small piece of fruit, a few grapes or a plum or something, just a little something in the morning for me. And then I'll take my supplements. So that's helping me remember to take my supplements and to eat in the morning. So it's kind of knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. And it's helping me to stay on track. I mean, like I would always know like I'm hungry, let's eat. But since I know I'm not going to eat, I wouldn't. It was just like a whole thing. It's weird to be hungry and not be able to eat. Like it's weird. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Another thing I've been like kind of into this year. Well, not necessarily even this year, but I really like, I've been getting into herbal tea, and I like to have a good warm drink in the morning. So I've been having like, I tried a few teas last year, and I kind of settled on the cinnamon spice tea, and I love that tea. But this year I kind of been branching out into some different teas, or at least one so far. I like the chamomile tea. And I know a lot of people like that may be like a nighttime tea what they take to kind of relax at the end of the day, or to calm down, or even help them fall asleep at the end of the night. But I find for me, I like having chamomile tea on in the morning when I'm drinking tea anyway, but also especially on Monday mornings. Mondays can be pretty hard for me. I know a lot of people don't like Mondays, but Mondays are like particularly, like, it's my busiest day of the work week. It's just like I always struggle with my mindset on Mondays. So I take, I'll fix myself some chamomile tea in the morning to just kind of help relax my mind. I'm more easily agitated and frustrated on Mondays. So I try to just kind of go into the day relaxed and calm. And one of my supplements that I take is magnesium. So I know a lot of people, especially like it's gone viral here recently. A lot of the girlies are doing the magnesium mocktail at night to kind of help them relax and sleep. And for me, I like to take it in the morning when I'm eating and when I'm taking my other supplements, which are just vitamin D and a probiotic gummy. But I like to take that magnesium in the morning because, again, it helps with my mood. It helps with my just kind of keeping me calm when I know I'm easily agitated. I know I'm easily frustrated, and I know I still have to be productive today. I try to go into the day in the best mindset that I can. So if I'm taking magnesium and drinking chamomile tea to kind of help ease my mind, ease my anxiety, ease my frustration, then that's what I'm gonna do. And I've seen it help a little bit. I mean, Mondays are still kind of rough for me, but going into the day at least a little bit calmer, it helps me to not so easily get pushed over the edge. So I'll take it. And another thing, like, since I do really like a warm drink in the morning, I don't always drink tea, like with the chamomile or the cinnamon spice tea. I do like to drink coffee. I learned a long time ago that my body and caffeine do not get along. So I stopped drinking coffee, like any type of coffee drink. It wasn't for me. I could feel how my body was reacting to it, and I didn't like it. So I just kind of cut it out. But I do like, like when you go and you're smelling fragrance and you smell the coffee beans in between, or like when you first go into a coffee shop and that first burst of coffee scent hits you in the face. Like, I love the scent of coffee. I mean, I have no problem with coffee. So I was like, why not just try decaf? Because I've heard, decaf still has some caffeine in it. So I was kind of scared. But I still tried it anyway, and I don't feel any of the caffeine effects with decaf. So I'm happy that I tried it. And I've been having some fun lately with like different coffee creamers and I've been trying some different coffee syrups. But that's definitely become a part of my morning routine, whether it's tea or coffee, decaf. A warm drink is definitely happening in the morning. And I feel like it just kind of helps me ease into the morning. I'm usually sipping it like as I'm starting my work day, so it kind of helps me ease into the day in a better mindset, especially with, the magnesium and staying on that. Like, I can tell when I take it one day, but I haven't taken it a few days before, I feel a different. Like, I need to have it in my system on a regular basis, and making sure it's a part of my daily routine, not just when I'm working or not just when I'm in a bad mood, but a part of my daily routine helps me make sure I'm good across the board. Another part of my routine that I've been trying to really focus on this year is meal planning for myself. And meal planning and meal prepping sometimes, but more or less meal planning, because just as hard it is for me to sometimes eat in the morning when I get started with my work day and I'm just in the middle of my day. If I don't have something like quick and easy for lunch, chances are I'm not going to eat lunch that day, or I'll have something like really small, like snackish, you know, since I didn't eat breakfast, I'll normally have like a snack mid-morning. And then if I'm too busy or I don't have anything like quick and easy to have for lunch, I'm probably just going to have another snack and get back to work. And I really want to get out of that habit. I want to make sure, like, especially if I'm not eating like a real breakfast, I want to make sure I'm having like a real lunch and actual snacks, you know, good quality snacks throughout the day, as far as like, and a good dinner as well. So with my husband being a truck driver, he's not home every night. So I kind of got out of the habit of, I never really liked cooking for one too much. So like when my husband wasn't home, then I may even like snack on something for dinner too. And I really wanted to get out of that habit, because no, I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight or I mean, I wouldn't mind gaining weight, but ultimately my ultimate goal is to be healthy. And I know like snacking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is not healthy. Like I'm not getting everything that I need nutrient wise, vitamin wise, like even outside of supplements, like you need food every day. Like you need real food, and that's, you know, more than just snacks. So I've been making sure I'm planning out my meals, you know, making sure I get what I need from the grocery store, making sure I have, you know, something quick and easy for me to put together for lunch, whether it's like a quick wrap or an easy sandwich. I've been trying to introduce myself into new types of food while doing something quick and easy for myself. Avocado was never one of my favorite things. Like I was never gonna order guacamole as an appetizer, or if something came with like avocado, chances are I was gonna say, you know, hold the avocado or put it on the side so somebody else could have it. But it was never my thing. You know, avocado, guacamole was never my thing. I know it's a healthy fat. I know if it's the way you're trying to, you know, get some healthy fats into your diet. Like I said, I wouldn't mind gaining weight. So I've been trying to introduce it into my diet a little bit more. Instead of just buying like a whole avocado that I know I may have like a little bit of and they go bad so fast, I was buying like the little avocado spread, which is, I know it's more than an avocado, but I feel like it's better to buy that and only spend a little bit more money than buy an avocado and just have a little bit off of it and then it go bad and I'm throwing the whole thing away, and doing that on a regular basis. So I just got the avocado spread and I'll like put it on my sandwiches or even like my wraps that I'll have for lunch sometimes. And I can see that it's something that I'm willing to, it's quick and easy for me to do for lunch, but it's also like I'm getting, you know, not just protein from lunch meat or not just, you know, cheese or the bread or whatever. Like I'm getting some healthy fats in there too, you know, to kind of help, you know, counteract on the days, you know, or the times when I'm not getting enough. Like when I'm not getting enough for breakfast, you know, that kind of helps me get enough in the other time, in my other meals. Another thing that I find like can be hard sometimes, and even for me as a creature of habit, as somebody that loves a good routine, that loves a plan, that loves to stay on task, sometimes I do just get bored with my plan. Sometimes I get bored with my routine. And not that I don't want to still complete my goal. You know, sometimes getting stuck in the routine of every day is a little boring, and you do kind of just, some days you just want to say, fuck it, I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to be doing this today. I don't feel like staying on task. I don't feel like doing my best. You know, especially if you're having a lady day or if you're just having a bad day, if you're going through it, you know, life be lifing sometimes. So, you know, not every day you feel up to it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And one thing that I've been learning, especially in the last few months, this last year, is just to show myself grace. You know what I mean? You know, you'll hear people talk about, you know, in relationships, you know, if I only have 5% to give today, then maybe my partner can come up with the other 95. Or some days we are 50-50. Some day my partner is tapped out, so I'm giving all 100%. You know, sometimes we only can give 20%, and it is what it is. So I've been showing that same grace to myself. You know, if I have 7, 8, 9 really good days, you know, and then I have a day where I just kind of completely fall off, or even a day or two, and I just need, you know, I need a couple days to just kind of sit in my shit and feel what I'm feeling, go through what I'm going through, and then get back on my Zoom, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to beat myself up for falling off or being human or, you know, being real. You know, not every day is going to go according to plan. You know, you do get knocked off course sometimes. And, you know, You get knocked down, you get knocked over, and as long as you get back up and continue to do you, you know, you may have to change your plans. You may have to go on to plan B or C even, but you know, if the end game is the same, you know, you may have to take a different route, but you still want to get to the same destination. And you know, I have been showing myself more grace when it comes to if I need to, you know, just allowing myself to be human, to feel what I'm feeling and learn from whatever it is, but keep moving forward and just don't let that completely derail my plan, my goal, my routines. Another thing that I've been working on as I'm focused on building all these great routines and these good habits, and you know, making this year my best, what I need to add into my routine. I've also been kind of taking a look at some things that I've just kind of built a routine over the years that maybe necessarily aren't good habits, aren't the best. You know, I know a few years ago, the first thing I would do when I would wake up is check my phone, and I would start going through my alerts, whether they were social media notifications or emails, whatever. That would be like the first thing that I did. And one thing I realized when I was kind of cutting a lot of social media out of my life is how much it was affecting my mental health. And so to start off the day going into something that was greatly affecting my mental health was one of the things that was causing me major anxiety, and I didn't even really realize it, especially not at first. Not until it became like a whole big thing. So, you know, I kind of, you know, took a good look at that and kind of evaluated how social media plays a role in my life as a whole, and but also in my daily life. Like, what, how long am I on it a day? Am I getting on it right away, or am I on it right before I go to bed? All those type of things. You know, I just kind of switched it up. And so in, you know, going into this year, going into my 40s, and then, you know, this first year of my 40s, wanting to make sure, you know, I'm starting this next decade with a bang. You know, I wanted to make sure I was cutting out, you know, any other bad habits, any other, you know, working on toxic traits, things like that, you know, that you don't want to be doing all this work for the good just to still be getting in your own way, you know. So I wanted to focus on not just creating these new habits and new routines, but doing so to replace, you know, the things that I was cutting out, the things that, you know, if I'm spending too much time on social media, you know, if I still have that same amount of time in a day, so instead of scrolling, I could be reading, flipping the pages in a book, instead of, you know, having so much screen time in my life, you know. Or I've learned that with my anxiety, a lot of the times I like to rewatch the same shows and the same movies over and over again because I know what's going to happen. So when the bad part comes or whatever, I know I don't have to get too anxious about it because I know what's going to happen. So it's like a defense mechanism. So I, you know, not in necessarily in trying to work on that, because I do still love my reruns and stuff like that. But I had, you know, I do like to watch new shows, new movies. But one of the things I really want to focus on this year is to work on my social anxiety that has kind of grown. I kind of grew into social anxiety during COVID, and everybody was kind of staying in and staying away from themselves, and then, or staying away from each other. And then when things kind of started to open back up, you know, I just didn't really feel comfortable. I was more aware of germs. I was also already somewhat of a germaphobe anyway, but that just kind of heightened everything. And then, you know, I live in Texas with these loose ass gun laws, and it's just like, it's so much going on. I just feel safer at home. But, you know, I also want to live a full life, and I want to go out and enjoy. So I've made it a focus of mine this year to work on my social anxiety, and not necessarily forcing myself to do things that I'm super uncomfortable with, but I do want to get out and enjoy more. So that's definitely some things that are in the works for me, that I've been planning, that I've been, you know, scheduling, trying to get my mind right. So when the time comes, I can, I don't feel like I want to cancel because my anxiety is taking over. So another thing that has really been helpful to me while I'm building these routines is my nighttime routine. I feel like having a nighttime routine is just as important as having a daytime routine or a morning routine. I like to, well, one of the things that I was struggling with at night specifically was just probably like in the morning and afternoon was dinner, like what to have for dinner. If there was nothing pre-planned, then I will probably wait until the point where I wasn't even really hungry anymore, and then just find a little something to snack on and have some ice cream, because that's like definitely a part of my nightly routine. I love ice cream year round, but I would just find me a little something to snack on and go to bed. And I just really wanted to get into the routine of taking better care of myself, morning, noon, and night, AM and PM, around the clock, and my small little daily routines, making it easy for myself instead of just trying to feel like I have to make this whole huge overhaul in my life, and making it a lifestyle change, which is ultimately is what it is, but breaking it down into these little small digestible chunks that I'm kind of just making these minor changes into my little habits here and there, my routines, my overall routines, into and it's leading up to a big overhaul lifestyle change. So I started getting myself, as far as when I'm meal planning, I'm taking more of a conscious effort to shop for things that I know are going to be easy for me to have for dinner, whether I can meal prep a few dinners in advance or just something quick and easy for me to make that night. And also in the spirit of trying new things, I decided to try some, making some dumplings at home, some Asian dumpling. I found some good ones from the frozen food section, and I really, really like those. So I tried them the first way, how they initially have them, like on the package. You can pan fry them, put a little bit of oil in the skillet, and then just kind of, let them go for a few minutes on each side. And that was good. I liked them that way. And I was like, you know what? I got a deep fryer right over here on the other side of the counter. Let's get into this deep frying. So I just started popping them in a deep fryer, and I know they have an option to air fry it also, but like popping them in a deep fryer, I'll have them with like even a little bit of the steamable fried rice, so it's making it into a whole meal. Or I'll even just make it with jasmine rice, the minute jasmine rice, and I'll just put that in the microwave, so it's quick and easy for myself. I pop the dumplings in the deep fryer. They take 3 or 4 minutes, but it takes a few minutes. It's filling. I feel like I had a full meal and not just like a little snack. And I didn't have to skip dinner and go straight to ice cream. But yeah, girl, that's what I've been focusing on for this first part of this year, to ensure that this year is successful for me all the way around. I mean, I know I'm still you can't really just count on your routines to make sure you have a successful year, but I feel like that's a good foundation. That's a good place to start. That's a good place to lay a lot of the groundwork. So again, everything you need to be doing to reach your goals is now just a part of your routine. It's a part of your second nature. It's part of what you're doing anyway. And before you know it, you're already checking things off, checking those goals off of your list and getting where you want to be, where you plan to be, where you deserve to be. But a lot of the things that I need to be doing are some things that I have already been doing. So I just wanted to make some of those tweaks to my schedule, to my routine, to my, to build those daily habits, to be able to reach those goals, possibly even before the end of the year, before the due date, okay? But that's what I've been finding has working for me so far, like having things in my calendar, sticking to an actual routine, holding myself accountable, showing myself grace, all the things. Like that's really been working for me. So far, I've had a really good January. Did I take my supplements every single day? Did I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day? No. But did I do better than December? Hell yeah. And I'm proud of myself. And I'm going to continue to be proud of myself. I'm going to continue to, stay on my Zoom, stay on my tasks, staying consistent. Just how I find being consistent with my skincare routine. My skin is doing beautifully. Even after falling off with using that product that broke me out, and I kind of had to go back and re-fade a bunch of dark spots after I had just faded a whole bunch of other ones, like I still stay consistent with my skincare routine. So following that same pattern, you know, staying consistent with everything else, even, you know, when I fall off or when I have a setback, I'm gonna still get back to where I want to be, and then even get even farther than that. Always just striving for better. All right, girls, so we are ready. This Get Ready With Me has come to an end. But those are just a few of the things that I've been doing to help me build some great routines that lead to great habits that lead to a great year. And I hope that you are doing the same in whatever way that looks for you. It obviously doesn't have to look like what I'm doing for myself, but I hope you're doing something to make your 2024 a great Kobe year for yourself. And thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.